Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris from New York, Westchester County. It's 11/10/23. It's a Friday. I like to give you something to think about on a Friday, just in case if I'm unable to put a video out for the weekend. A couple things I want to just review here. I'm going to get right into science times bullshit. Science times two. All right. Anyway, Voyager 2. Are you fucking kidding me, guys? I mean, this is to reinforce space, that they want you to still think it exists up there. So they gotta put shit out, nonsense. Like Voyager still being out there after 50 years, 45 years, or however lie they made up 45 years ago or 50 years ago or a half a century ago, whatever it may be. It doesn't make a difference. It's all bullshit. A couple things I do have a problem with, if Voyager did still exist, is first off, there's a fuel problem. Okay, that would be number one. The fuel shelf life is approximately, I don't know, on a car, maybe about a year you get out of it. Maybe a year and a half at best. Jet fuel, about the same. Even if you can go 5 years, I would be quite impressed. But this is magic liquid from NASA. That's right. Their fuel, their liquid, lasts hundreds of years. They even said that Voyager 2 could outlast the human civilization, that it could just spend millions of years drifting around the fucking universe. You fucking idiots, you gotta wake the fuck up, because bull earthers believe in that bullshit. And that's all it is. Bullshit. Anybody in their right mind would say, hey, wait, and I was reading up about it too. Apparently back when they launched this, back in the 60s, late 50s, right around the time, we figured out that the earth is flat and we're covered with a dome and we have a purpose here. So they had to come up with space and all that, NASA and all that other nonsense. But my problem is the trajectory and the mathematics of using all of the planets out there as slingshots, because they want to conserve fuel, of course. Because once they're out in deep space, which I think it is supposedly out in deep space, fake space, is that where it is? I think it's past beyond the solar system. And forget about that we're, the solar system's like moving like 66,000 miles per hour, but that would have been gone if it did exist. And the universe, and the galaxy moving at hundreds and hundreds of thousands miles per hour. You guys, you lost. But okay, back to what I was saying. So it's using the planets to slingshot off, and that's how it managed to get out there now. I can't even keep a straight face and say it. I really can't. How scientists could actually sit down and say this and tell people that this is true is beyond me. While we're on the subject of planets, Van Allen discovered a belt, the Van Allen belt. It's a poisonous belt, and apparently it's radiation, guys. I think my belief on it was, before they figured out that the Earth was flat and we're covered with a dome, space doesn't exist, I think, Van Allen came out. Well, let me see. No, Van Allen must have come out with it before we did the launch. That we supposedly landed on a fake moon somewhere, in Arizona. Pick your choice. I don't know. Some remote area, studio somewhere, shall we say. I think once they figured out that there's no space, Van Allen came out and said, okay, why don't we just invent the belt? A poisonous belt, radiation belt, something that we can never get through. But then, wait a minute. The Americans, the USA, that's right, us, said we can go into space. Watch us. So all the technology we had back then managed to get us into space. Where was I going with this? Oh, okay. No, forget about that. So back to the Van Allen belt. Now, my problem is, what about the other planets? Do the other planets have a Van Allen belt? Well, surely they must, because the radiation is coming from the sun. So let me get this straight. All the probes and everything we've been launching off into space to these fake planets somewhere and sending and beaming back images of all sorts of shit are going through the Van Allen belt back and forth, back and forth. No problem at all whatsoever. None. Okay. But I haven't heard anybody else tell me that are there any Van Allen belts on any other planets out there? Are we the only one? Well, we seem to be the only one with a moon that's locked and stationary. Oh yeah, sure, it moves, but you only see one face. The only one around, right? It's such bullshit. It really is. Let's talk about lockdown. You remember that? Yeah, that was when most of the children here, and I should say adults, but I call them children sometimes. I'm sorry. Were curled up in a little ball in their couch and watching reruns. I Love Lucy, Honeymooners, Twilight Zone, The A-Team, pick a choice. Now, there's one thing I don't understand. I remember being told that if you touch something, it survives on the surface for more than 5 days, initially. 5 days. 2, maybe? 3 days? Whatever happened to currency? Why didn't they ban currency? They managed to ban everything else! Why didn't they ban cash? And coins, of all things! Coins would be even worse! I can understand paper, but a coin? Wow. No, they never banned that, but they banned everything else. They banned you from going to the beach. Remember that? No beach time for you. You're banned. Cash was flowing around, and it always will be. There will be never an end to cash. It's always going to be there. Drug dealers, the prostitutes, shall we say, the whatever they call them. It's all being paid by cash. Anyway, just wanted to touch base with everybody. Happy Friday. And happy Veterans Day. I don't even want to get into that, okay, please? Another video. All right, I thank you for subbing. I thank you for viewing my videos. Let me be a part of your life.